Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. My brothers and sisters in humanity, behind us today we have Winter Wonderland, where people are coming from all parts of the country here to enjoy themselves, like the gentleman here is saying. From all parts of the country, maybe even other countries as well, to participate in this entertainment. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that. However, if you extrapolate that and you say that life and the purpose of life is games, enjoyment, if that is all there is to life, then I'm here to tell you there is more to life than this. There is more to life than paying £50 and sitting on a merry-go-round. There is more to life than coming to Winter Wonderland and paying £5 for a bottle of water. There is more to life than queuing up in the rain and being told that the ride is out of action. Looking at yourself, looking at the complexity of the human being, looking at the magnanimous nature of the world that's around us, I'm telling you, you did not come from chance. You did not come by coincidence. You did not come by nothing. You were designed. If you see Elon Musk is getting so much attention for his 50,000 or 30,000 pound robots, and those robots are being controlled by human beings, but when he is mapping it on a human being, we don't say Elon Musk's robots were made coincidentally. However, when it comes to human beings, we were just made by coincidence, by mere chance. We just happened, or rather we are an eczema on the face of this planet, like some scientists may have us believe, or like Stephen Hawking says, we are chemical scum. Those are the words of Stephen Hawking. We are chemical scum on an ordinary planet, going about an ordinary star in an ordinary universe. Well, I have something to tell you. We are not ordinary. This planet is not ordinary. This sun is not ordinary. Our solar system is not ordinary. You have some of the greatest minds telling us. Arnos Penzias, who is a Nobel, never heard of him. Maybe pick up a book, because if you were to pick up a book, you will realize he won the Nobel Prize. He won the Nobel Prize. For what, I hear you ask? He won the Nobel Prize for discovering the cosmic microwave background radiation. For those of you that know a bit about science and the Big Bang, you will know that is an integral evidence to prove the Big Bang Theory. And Arnos Penzias says, when I see the fine tuning, when I see the intricacies within nature, it indicates to me of a supernatural plan. Supernatural plan. Yeah? And then you have Alan Sandage, who won the Crawford Prize, which is like the Nobel Prize in astronomy. He says this question, why is there something rather than nothing? My conclusion is, there is a God. Now, he is somebody who discovered quasars. And like I said, he got the Crawford Prize, which is very prestigious. So I am telling you, some of the best minds in science, they, after looking into science, they conclude there must be a designer, there must be a creator. Some people have us believe that just because we have science, there is no need for God. I say this is fallacious reasoning. Just because you know the mechanism, it does not exclude the creator of mechanisms. Let's take Isaac Newton. When he formulated the theory of gravity, he didn't conclude there is no God. His faith in God was strengthened. In fact, he gave us a book, a very integral book which is celebrated even today, the Principia Mathematica. He did not disbelieve in a God. One of the proponents of the Big Bang, Georges Lemaitre, when he came up with the Big Bang, formulated the Big Bang, again, he did not say there is no God. Charles Darwin, in his book, Origin of Species, when he wrote it, or even when he formulated evolution by natural selection, he did not say there is no God. What, I hear you ask? What is this Muslim saying? I tell you, that's exactly what he said. If I go further, he said, in my wildest fluctuations, I have never disbelieved in God. Listen to this. Wildest fluctuations, he did not disbelieve in a God. The most that can be said about him is he became agnostic. So you have all of these intelligent minds. They never concluded that there is no God. Yeah, you had the likes of Al-Khwarizmi, who gave us algebra, who gave us algorithms. In fact, the word algebra comes from his book, Al-Jabr wal-Muqabila. Yeah, and without him, we would not have the softwares and the algorithms that we have today. We would not have algebra, which is very, very integral and important. He believed in a God. Ibn al-Haytham, who gave us the scientific method. Ibn al-Haytham, who gave us the precursor to the camera. Ibn al-Haytham himself believed in a God. Yeah, you had all of these individuals. Al-Idrisi, the one who gave us one of the original maps that put Africa at the top and Europe at the bottom. Search this up when you get a chance. The original maps indeed had Africa at the top and Europe underneath. And one of the theories as to why they were flipped, it was because the Europeans felt very uncomfortable seeing a giant body of mass dominating Europe. So they flipped the map, that Europe was at the top and Africa was at the bottom. Al-Idrisi, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, you had all of these wonderful minds, Muslims and non-Muslims, that when they looked into science, they could not help but conclude there must be an intelligence. Now, you must be wondering, okay, it makes sense that there is an intelligence. What sort of intelligence? Well, the Muslim view is, I will tell you, we believe that God is one, independent, not dependent on anyone or anything else. He does not, one independent, does not beget, nor is he begotten, and there is none like him. Some have us believe God can be a tree. And if we say, what do you mean? So a lumberjack can come and just cut down that tree? They say you are limiting God. I say no. You saying God is in a tree is limiting God. You telling me a man came down and this man used to have emotions of happiness, sadness. He would be ignorant. He had brothers. He would get angry. He would get frustrated. He did not have his own will. He had a God of his own. He increased in wisdom. Yes, you know who I'm talking about if you have basic knowledge about the Bible. I am referring to Jesus. Oh yes, peace be upon him. Jesus was a man. Jesus said, I cannot do anything of myself. He admitted in Luke also, he was growing in wisdom. He was asked about the hour in Gospel of Mark. He said, I don't know. I don't know when the hour is. So Jesus was a human being who needed to eat, needed to drink, needed to go to the toilet. Ladies and gentlemen, this is not befitting of God. That he is somebody that has to go to the toilet. That is somebody that needs to sleep. In Genesis, book of Genesis, they say God created everything in 6 days. On the seventh day, he took a nap. He took rest. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is not befitting of God. God does not sleep. Nay, he does not even slumber, as we're told in the Ayatul Kursi, in the Quran. God is somebody who is independent of anyone and anything, like I have said. So to limit God and say, no, the only way he can understand us, no, he has to come as a human being We say this does not make sense. So ladies and gentlemen, the more we look into life, they will have us believe that your purpose is only, we just finished Black Friday. I don't know what was black about the Friday, but apparently it was a Black Friday. Yeah, this Black Friday, you're supposed to spend. And then you've got Cyber Monday. Guess what you do on Cyber Monday? You spend. Then you have Christmas Eve, which, you've guessed it, you must spend. Yeah, we just finished Halloween. The uncle over here has the mask on. Again in Halloween, there was spending. New Year's Eve, spend. So in other words, they will have you believe that the purpose of your life is only to purchase things, to fit or to fill the pockets of the fat cats, the people that own these businesses and these corporations that are using your families as slaves. Yeah, modern day barless slavery is what we have put ourselves into, thinking that this is the purpose of life. And we have now equated this to happiness, spending and being free. Oh, we're in a free society, they tell us. What's free about this society when you cannot criticize Israel, when you cannot criticize the theologies of the LGBT? What free society is this? You're free if you want to chop certain sexual organs off. You're free if you want to walk around with half clothing on. You're free if you want to abuse other religions. However, if you want to say something against Israel, you want to speak against the intelligence services, no, you're not free, ladies and gentlemen. You're not free. It's selective freedom. This is what it is. They tell us it's freedom. For example, a Chinese person, when he came to America, he said, and he was very shocked, he said, in our country, you cannot criticize the leadership. However, you can criticize Charles Darwin. He says, I'm very shocked. In America, you can criticize leadership, but you cannot criticize Darwin. And this is exactly what we see. The higher up you go, if you want to get your tenure, you want to be respected in your field, if you are seen as somebody that goes into intelligent design or believes that there is a creator, then this is very bad for your tenure and your reputation. Yeah, this can affect your credibility as a scientist. And this is called in science the assumption of methodological naturalism, where you have to park anything which is not natural. You have to park it outside before you enter the realm of science. Just think about it. There is a room, and before you enter this room, you have to leave all your red clothing outside. And then when you go inside, no one has any red clothing. And then the people have the nerve to sit down and say, the color red does not exist. This is exactly what we're seeing in science, with the assumption of methodological naturalism, where anything supernatural or metaphysical is left at the door, and then people have the nerve to say, hey, science doesn't prove God. There's no evidence of God in science. Well, of course not, when you've got things like induction and methodological naturalism, which will not allow for that, which will not even allow those discussions to take place. So ladies and gentlemen, I ask you, nay, I plead you, do not get stuck in the rat race, because even if you win the rat race, you are still a rat. You don't graduate from being a rat. So this is exactly what we see, ladies and gentlemen. We are not strangers to the city of London. It is not cheap to survive here. We are naturally going to be part of this rat race. Any opportunity that you now have, that you are lucky enough that you have come across this video, you have come to the park and you are hearing this, it has reached you. I'm telling you, it is not a quirk of fate. It is not mere coincidence. The message, it has reached you because you have pleaded to the one from whom the message has originated. He has found a way for the message to reach you. That your purpose is much more than merely eating, drinking, merrymaking. The people that are in the pursuit of happiness, even if you ask them, what is happiness? Define it for me. They cannot define it. They cannot even define what happiness is. They will conflate it with enjoyment. Then they will conflate it with buying stuff. I will only be happy if I buy stuff. What does that now mean? That if you don't buy something, if you are low economically, you cannot somehow be happy? What a sad way of viewing life, of viewing existence. Surely life is more than this. Indeed, like the gentleman was saying at the beginning, or the heckler rather, he was saying, what's wrong with coming to Winter Wonderland? That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying if we take this as an analogy, if we take this as an archetype, yeah, and we make life into Winter Wonderland, amusement, play, like Robin Williams said, life is like a roller coaster. You just have to ride it. No, life is not just a roller coaster. The true life begins when you get off the roller coaster, and then you have to go to work. You have to go to your family. You have to listen to all these contradictory ideas, and you have to formulate your own mind, your own thoughts. And this is what we're saying. We're saying out of what's out there, Islam provides the most clear, the most coherent, contradictory, free, reasonable argument for the existence of God. It gives you a purpose that is in line, that fits perfectly with people living in society, as opposed to, other people that say things that, let's face it, are not realistic. Krishna, according to the Mahabharata, has 16,000 wives. Solomon, 3,000. No, 6,000. I checked. It's 6,000. It's 6,000. Solomon, according to the Bible, had 700 wives. But then they'll come up to us and they say, is it true that in your Quran it says you can have up to 4 wives? I say, why are you ignoring Krishna having 6,000 wives, Solomon having 700 wives, and you're saying that Muslims can have up to 4, when the average amount of sexual partners here in the UK are 6 to 10 here, but you don't bat an eyelid over there. But when it comes to Islam, I don't know what's going on over here. Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, let's not be deluded. When Georgia State University says whenever something negative gets said about Islam, it is given 4.5 times more coverage than people of other faiths and other religions. Yeah, even when you had Jack Shaheen look into the last 1,000 movies that were made, and he concluded only a handful was speaking positively about Arabs, then you wonder why you have such a negative perception of the Arabs. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is what we need to think about. We need to peel away these assumptions or these delusions that have been put in front of our eyes. Yeah, we are living in a society that has enslaved us, such as Adorno. Yeah, he is a German philosopher, and he says that you have radio, magazines, music, and all of these things to distract you from finding your purpose, from making actual political change. So like I said, it's all fun and games till you start wanting to do and incur political change, and when you start questioning your purpose, when you don't want to drink alcohol, because as we know, ladies and gentlemen, alcohol is a multi-trillion-dollar industry. Drugs, Islam comes and says no to drugs, no to gambling, no to alcohol, like I said, no to the sex industry. However, you have these individuals that come and tell us, no, this is freedom. I tell you, how are you going to be free when you have liver disease and your life expectancy has been cut down to a mere fraction? How are you going to be free when gambling, when you've given up all of your money, most of your money, to some strangers in a casino? Ladies and gentlemen, how can you be free when you have been littered with sexual transmitted diseases. Yeah? So how is it that they claim that we have freedom, yet they are giving us and telling us all of these things that are actually curtailing our freedom and curtailing our abilities to truly live life to our potential? What was she saying about the prayer?
She's saying why a man is praying in the royal path. Look at that.
What is she here for? What she's talking about?
For women from India, Pakistan, Iraq, and Iran, Afghanistan. She is on behalf of...
So ladies and gentlemen, we have a woman over there talking about women's rights.
What is a woman?
Yeah.
What is a woman?
Firstly, she needs to define what a woman is, and she's not going to be able to in the park tell us what a woman is. Yeah. Once she gets over that obstacle of what a woman is, the BBC a few weeks ago have told us that 70% of the people that have been killed and murdered in Palestine, 70% are women and children. Let's see if she speaks about that when she's talking about the women and children. Is she going to be speaking against the Bible, where in the Bible we are told that if a woman, if she preaches, she prophesizes, yeah, without covering her head, it should be shaved off. And it says that the head of a woman is a man. Is she going to be speaking about that? Is she going to be speaking about the women's rights? Is she going to be speaking about the genocide taking place in which 70% of the casualties are women and children? I don't think so, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it'll be very interesting if she even defines a woman in her tirade, yeah, in her discussion. Yeah, but she has an issue with people, an individual who is in a rush, who is just praying on the side, not involving or bothering anybody else. But ladies and gentlemen, they want to talk to you about other issues. Palestinians, women's lives, freedom. Yeah, Palestinians. Yeah. What about the Uyghur women? Yeah. What about the women in Myanmar? No, you don't wanna mention. What about the women in Syria? No, you don't want to mention those. So it's only women when it suits you. Yeah, it's only the women in Ukraine, but you won't hear about the women in Russia. Selective outrage, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, they pick and choose whatever they want. But it'll be interesting to see if they even have the guts to define what a woman is. Yeah, if they even have a definition of what a woman is in this progressive society that we are in. What can we say, Mansoor? Have I missed anything? So ladies and gentlemen, we need to use our hikmah. We need to use our common sense. And may Allah give us the ability to understand and speak the truth. Ameen. Did she define what a woman is?